It's recording. Cool.
Does it say it?
Right, here we go.
Cool. All right.
We're on. We're off.
Get your pop shield up. Go on.
It's only gonna work if I'm like, hello,
Hello.
hello. This is ASMR. This is ASMR. How are you doing tonight? Are you okay?
I'm okay.
But really, if you're doing ASMR, you want to be like, are you okay? Are you okay?
I'm okay. I think I'm okay.
You're fine.
You're fine.
Like something like that. So anyway, the pop shield's only necessary if you're going to sing loud.
Yeah. It's no good if you're not actually using the mic that's got the pop shield on it either. But
yeah, it's a bit like
one day
we're actually using your pop. Why have you even got it out, Amy?
It's just set up with the other mic, and I can say,
why have you got it out?
It's not working. It's not set up properly yet. But this one started and it's working. So that's.
Have you just got it out? Have you just got it out for show? You're showing off your kit.
Just for show. I wish I'd got my stool. I might. Anyway, so what is this all about?
Don't know. That's very profound, Amy.
Yeah.
That you started off with a really profound question.
Of course.
So you.
So not me.
So how are you finding life at the moment with the old
what?
You know. Well, the new way, the transition.
I'm going through my transition. Look at you with your goblet. Yeah, no, life in this moment is pretty good. Things are
in a happy place.
They're not in a bad place considering what's going on out there. So not to complain.
You're able to put your pop shield on.
Kind of like shield on my other mic.
Philosophical pop shield.
You know. Yeah, I got a few pop shields on now.
But that's a good thing that you're able to enjoy the lockdown in your little bubble. I suppose in a bubble, aren't you?
It's some bubble. It really is. It's good. It's good. What about you? Life is
well. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I've been socially isolated for like
ever
about a year. Yeah, like since we moved here, actually. So we moved to the northeast in a little town called Tynemouth by the sea. Very beautiful, really gorgeous. But before that we were living in Edinburgh, obviously, as you know, and I had loads of pals. It's really fun because I'd built up my network of friends over years, you know, and so that was a nice security blanket to have all those kind of mummy friends and art friends and other kinds of friends. But here I don't have any friends.
Some friends.
That's the truth. I have no friends. So it's different. So I've definitely been in my own little bubble of creativity and inward thinking and trying to grow as a person and explore my recesses. And so I feel like I've been prepared in a way to be distantly social. But having said that, we haven't been talking that much on the phone, have we? You know, it's only really since the lockdown that people have been like, I'm more creative with, hang on a minute, it doesn't really matter where I am because my friends are everywhere, really.
Yeah.
My friends are
people really
scattered.
Easily. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't really matter. It shouldn't really matter how far away you are.
So
just any of it really. You're as isolated as you sort of make yourself, really, I suppose.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you can choose that way.
I've noticed this last week, though, especially that I've just been like, I'll just not not reply to that message, or I'll just not reply to that.
Oh, really? Are you
Just
one of
because
those,
I
are you? Because
find
I've had a few of those. People not replying. And I think, oh, you know what?
no,
It's just
it's
because you're
more just
popular.
like no, definitely not for me anyway. It's more of a case of like it's hard.
Really?
It hardly happens that anyone really contacts you, but then when they do, as I am feeling
Yeah.
like now, I'm like, I can't always get my head around
Oh.
contacting people or being,
Uh-huh.
you know, um, what
Mm.
just chatting to
Kind of like
somebody or
knowing what to
messaging.
say.
Yeah, a little bit, and then
Mm-hmm.
I get stumped, and then I can't reply. It's like something's
So
holding
you
me
maybe
back a little
start
bit.
typing a message.
Yeah, and I just
Yeah.
there's something about
Mm.
being socially distant that I find makes me like worse or makes me feel like,
Yeah.
oh well, I just go into my own little bubble. I do that anyway. Just
Mm-hmm.
happily stay there because
So you've been just
it's
like,
safer. It's
okay.
easier.
So you feel secure in the bubble, and you feel like you can. You've got your sustenance. You've got your close, obviously your close family and friends, and then that's kind of enough. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, nobody's really contacted me.
No, no, I
I
got
don't know why. Why wouldn't they?
apart from you
Nobody
lot.
does ever. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I've
yeah.
got
Me,
hardly
but
nobody else apart from you lot. Just
well,
you
no. I mean,
lot.
you've got loads of friends. You just have to do the reaching out, don't you?
Yeah.
I
No,
find,
I
I
don't
find
know where you get
if
this
I don't,
idea. It's funny. You think I've got loads of friends. Name one. Yeah, exactly. Silence.
yeah, but I've got loads of friends that you couldn't name.
Tracy.
You name my friends.
Tracy.
Tracy, yeah.
Yeah.
Carry on.
There's
Come
some
on.
others.
There's loads more.
Well, yeah. Well, I could name one at least.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So you might have loads more friends than I know. Hazel,
Yeah, Hazel. That's it.
Hazel,
Which is absolutely fine. But that is it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's not about
Yeah.
is it? I mean,
Yeah, you've got a close friend, and then you've got three sisters. I suppose what more do you need?
well, that's it. I don't. That's why I
Yeah,
get to the yeah, quite happy just.
yeah, yeah. I'm really bad, and I noticed how bad I was when at sort of collecting friends. Do you like my collecting friends
Collecting.
sign?
Just
So when I was pregnant with Ebba, not yeah, even when I was pregnant with Ebba, I began collecting friends properly and like yeah, I just wanted to be friends with everyone, different kinds of people, and sort of not because I just wanted lots of friends. I thought, well, I want to not be lonely, and
fair
I
enough.
want to be kind, yeah, and like get to know as many people as possible. And but they were all in Edinburgh, I guess. But yeah, when you're under lockdown, it really doesn't matter where anyone is. So it's we're all distant. We can't touch each other. We can't connect. Oh,
They're
we
all
can't feel the presence
reachable.
of people.
Yeah,
Pardon?
that's the harder part, isn't it? Is
Touching,
not being able.
not touching.
I just want to touch you.
Mm.
Yeah,
We're very tactile.
yeah. I
I
think
think
I'll miss that.
as people, as sisters, a family.
Yeah,
Maybe not. Maybe just the sisters. Maybe it's just me and you.
just me and
Actually,
you.
me and you, because Holly and Fee aren't really, are they?
Not as
Mm.
much. No, that's
Maybe
quite
it's just me.
interesting, isn't it? Just us then, darling.
Mm. But yeah, so just trying to cultivate as many friendships as possible. So that meant cake and coffee. Not, I don't really drink coffee, so like cake, turmeric latte.
Oh,
Really all the kind of Bruntsfield
just getting right in there with
things.
what everybody else
Yeah,
wants. Yeah, I get
yeah.
it. Yeah.
And like, but there's a lot of but then if you meet people you don't connect with, then then you're cultivating friendships and it feels a little hollow maybe, but that's fine, you know. But then some friendships really stick, and that's really beautiful. But yeah, they're all in Edinburgh, but I'm happy,
It's hard,
obviously.
isn't it, though?
Yeah, I'm happy where
Yeah, do you feel like you've been able to reach out to them and things?
Yeah, and like a couple of really good friends have contacted me, you know, when it was Ollie's birthday, or just to check in and see how I was doing. So they're like obviously really proper friends. And yeah, I've spoken to Jenny on the Zoom, done a bit of a, you know, like a wine drinking session and stuff like that, and with Gandhi and Susie. And they'll, you know, which is, it's just like there's more. See, I'm just listing on my mates now just to make you jealous.
Just showing off, right?
Or a good sister.
I know.
But you know, but yeah, so I managed to feel connected, but then I suppose in what we've got now, maybe what me and you and I are both sharing is this kind of journey inward. Whereas when you've got friends, I think maybe what I was doing in Edinburgh is just trying to be too outwardly facing, just to get involved with the neighbours and kind of like, you know, go and see some of the elderly neighbours and become friends with them, and just sort of like, I don't know, just get involved in the community.
Yeah.
To the detriment of going inward, like, and actually doing the work that I need to do. You know, proper paid work I was doing, but you know, sort of writing work I wasn't doing so much of, and I wasn't maybe spending as much time being as creative as I could have done. But that was kind of like, maybe that was sliding a bit. Whereas here I've had the opposite. So I've got nobody, but I've done lots of work on myself. And yeah. And so that's good, isn't it? Because like your best friend is yourself, after all.
Absolutely. Yeah, I was doing one of those meditations this morning. It's a little reminder that the Sarah Blondin ones that I sent you.
Oh yeah. She's really lovely. She's really pretty and
she's so
gorgeous.
Good. Just listen.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she's saying
I know, she's fabulous.
The I love you. I'm listening. Just such a great message, especially for now.
So imagine if she whispered it.
Oh, go. I'm listening. I love
that works.
Does it work?
That's a niche. You've picked a niche one there, Ames. I don't know who that would appeal to, but there's always someone out there.
It's gonna be
who would like
weirdo.
Yeah, of course. We only need one listener. Isn't that what they say? No, they definitely don't say one. Mm-hmm. But that's good. I'd be pleased if we had one listener for this.
Any.
But yeah, so that's good. You've managed to do some meditation. Have you kind of like, is that a daily practice? Your meditation?
It should be. It's part of just the building up of myself thing. Trying to become this, this real, just something, and not lose it. But you're on a roll, aren't you? I think. But I don't get round to doing the things that I know are the things that I should be doing every day. So the meditations, make sure. And then I get to a breaking point and I go, oh, holy moly, I forgot to do it.
What have I done?
And then I have to go, oh yeah, I do it again. And then I'll obsess about it for probably a few days. And then I'll just... Oh,
well, there you go. That's your pattern, isn't it? You like obsessed. You get obsessed, and then you it's like you overface yourself, and then you just don't want to do it anymore. But you could just do it. I've just been doing sort of 5 minutes every day, but that's mainly because I've been so tired. I'm not wanting to get out of bed. Not been sleeping so well, so I'll just think, okay, well, the kids are going to go downstairs and play on whatever, and I can then do 5 minutes of just, even like, it's not really meditation necessarily, it's just like little mantras. Just little things. I find like just breathing mantras.
Time to just sort of go through in your mind what's important, what you need to be focusing on. But it's like that. Yeah, it's more because I've been having sort of like, I wouldn't say problems breathing, but
I felt like my chest is really tight, doing this thing again. I'm glad this isn't a video. My chest is just so goddamn tight. Yeah, and so I'm trying to expand my chest. So I've been doing these really great breathing things where you breathe, and it was from a sort of singing lesson or a voice lesson. And so you breathe in, you can lie down or sit up, you breathe in for 10 seconds. And then you exhale for 15. Don't know if that was 15. But then you do it for 10 rounds. And then once you've done that, it really has helped my breathing. My chest has expanded, and then that's a sort of meditation, isn't it? So but if you want to do kind of like mantra thing with it, you can just go something like in with the love, and out with the fear. Something that sounds really sort of simple, but actually, when I was a bit stressed and we were in it, a couple of years back, those simple in and out breathing, or in with the light, out with the dark, something like that was really, it's so helpful, because it just keeps you I don't know, feeling safe.
Grounding, isn't it?
Grounding, it feels really safe.
Bringing you back to center, bringing you back to just your thoughts and
a kind of reality. To stop the thoughts racing.
That moment, isn't it? That's the key to most of it. That's what I
and it helps shift even if any pain, to be honest, if you've got a sort of like a headache or something.
Just breathe it out. So simple. Wow, we're doing it.
I think probably people are. Especially with the the coronavirus and stuff like that, building our lungs up and trying and being really diaphragmatic. That's not the word, is it?
No, but it's
close. Diaphragm.
Just using that diaphragm, making sure that it's doing its job well.
Oh, those are the first breaths. Diaphragmatic. I'm gonna have to Google the word, aren't I?
Like that.
They're the word. That's the first kind of breath that you take is from the diaphragm, and it's the same kind of breath. If you have a cold shower, it's like that's another good thing to do. Cold showers. Do you ever do cold showers?
Not on purpose.
Oh, they're really great.
I love a good cold when the hot waters run out.
Well, I remember you had a bit of that's your recurring thing, isn't it? Cold showers, like your shower always goes, isn't it? Everyone's got a recurring thing in their house. It's like some people's toilet flushes don't work, and you know what I mean.
Just depends on if they are, if the range oven's been on it, then it's nice and warm.
Yeah, it's diaphragmatic with a silent G. So there you go. I'm all right, really. So you got it. Yeah, so a kind of the Wim Hof breathing technique that's really taken off. Have you heard of him?
I think that's one that Holly's talked about before. Yeah, with the singing and making sure you just singing and stuff.
I don't think Wim Hof's a singer, babes. I think he's an explorer.
No, not that he's a singer.
All right.
I think she's used it as part of the singing. No, as her singing tune.
Oh, she
talked about that him, because she said stuff about him before when she was So as in reference to how to use your
Amy,
lungs and diaphragms, getting the capacity full so that you can sing like a dream.
Yeah. And I think that's going to be the thing. I'm going to do a course in it's called Sing for Health. I'm going to do a course in that in the September. I'm signed up for it, and it's all about health and the voice and health and singing. And I think that going forward within this pandemic, looking after our voice and looking after our lungs is totally crucial. I mean, absolutely. Like it's a horror. It's a really scary thing, and then just to have some sense of empowerment going into it is like really feels necessary. It feels necessary.
Can't be anything but good right now, can it? Really? Can't be anything other than beneficial.
Yeah. Do you like my chiaroscuro going on my light and dark? It's like half light and half. I don't know how to explain that to the podcast listeners.
That was all.
It's very dramatic lighting.
Was it?
It's like dramatic because I'm in the conservatory and it's very dark outside. Because this is the podcast, you see, under the stars. That's the idea.
Yeah.
We're doing this when the kids have gone to bed, right?
Yeah.
Maybe a glass of wine. Are your kids asleep? I mean, it's nearly 10.
Definitely.
Is there anywhere going?
I hope so. Anyway, I didn't get the wine. I didn't do that bit.
Can you not ring down for it? Ring the bell.
Could send a message, couldn't I? Can you bring me a beer, please? I'll try it. I mean, he's only gonna take 2 options.
Take mine.
No.
Or take.
Honestly, he's living the dream out here. So.
Yeah, he's got you're out in the countryside, aren't you? So it's it must be so beautiful because you don't even have to go for a walk, do you? You just got the dream right there. You got fields of gold, I believe. Rape. Is it still fields of gold?
Rape. Yeah.
Rape
We're
seed.
Surrounded by the rape, which is great.
Oh my goodness!
But not so good when
fields of gold
allergic to it.
You're allergic to it. You seem okay.
No, I'm doing pretty good. I'm on the antihistamine.
You seem all right with your allergies. You don't seem very wooganella today.
Yeah, I'm really good all right at the minute because I had the proper immunology tests. I can't remember when it was now.
All right, the full spectrum of tests.
Yeah, I went to the hospital for it.
Oh wow.
I still don't know what the results are, but yeah, so they gave me antihistamines, the strong enough ones that'll just sort of knock it out the park. Yeah.
So, but did you have asthma as well though?
No, never diagnosed with asthma, but just some allergies can cause like the throat to close. Yeah, so I've got an inhaler for that.
I get you. Thanks.
I don't know.
Medical problems.
Well,
what else do you want to talk about?
There are. That's about it, really. It's not a big problem. As I say, it's all under control now. It's just the one where I get I'm quite allergic to like apples.
Work
at the minute.
And apples.
Yeah, definitely work. The apples thing is just any sort of fruit like that that's covered in pollens and things and
Ooh.
It's called what's it called? It's called oral allergy syndrome.
That sounds intriguing. Oral allergy. Was it like, does it make your mouth feel itchy and stuff?
Yeah, it goes all tingly.
Things in your mouth that you didn't really want to be there.
Yeah, it starts going longer.
What? What?
I don't know what I'm talking about.
Hello.
Welcome. Just like a water, but maybe a beer as well.
Oh,
I just said earlier, it was really nice because we had like this paella for tea. It's really nice.
Yum.
And then afterwards, I was like, really? Could just drink a bottle of Rioja now. You know, some sort of nice Spanish red. We haven't got any. So.
Oh, you had a craving that you couldn't. You couldn't fulfill. I had one of those the other day.
I have them all the time. Not usually to do with booze. I'm not that interested in booze anymore, but
I have lots of these cravings, and it's kind of nice though because you become really wistful about things that you wouldn't normally really care about. Really simple things. And in the past, you probably would have just gone to the shop and just had your fix, and then satiated your urge, and then it's over, isn't it? I quite like that you can't just do that now.
So much nicer.
Mind you, because you're in the sticks, it's tricky to do that anyway, isn't it?
I can't really do anything. It's a little trip to the shops. Well, it's not.
No, it's an expedition, isn't it?
certainly is.
Yeah.
More than you. Yeah. But yeah, I'm not complaining.
No.
Where we are now. Got some house martins have just moved into the nest. In the
I love the house martins.
Yeah.
What a good place to be.
Lovely, cute little house martins. They're sitting there, building their nest.
What do they look like?
Little house martins.
What do they look like?
They're like
I don't know what they look like.
A black, grey on the top, and then just this bold white on the bottom. They look like little, like the toothless from How to Thingy Your Dragon, or whatever he's called.
No, I've never seen that.
Oh, well, yeah. Thank you. Look at this.
Look at that.
With a
It's got a good head on it, Amy, your beer that Matt's just brought in for you.
It's not my beer. Oh, it's my beer, but I mean, it's not my own made.
You didn't brew it?
That's a water.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you're not drinking your home brew.
It's dangerous. Oh, no. Have you tried it yet? Did you try it?
No, it's still brewing.
Festive ale. It's not.
No, we've got the festive ale in a special place in the garage, and it's waiting for time to be popped because we're a little bit scared of it.
Why?
Because we've had some of our family homebrew before. Monks, do you remember Grandma's Monk's Medicine? It was a slightly hallucinogenic mescalian, like mescal. Oh, our internet connection's unstable.
Yeah, it's gone funny.
Oh no. But yeah, it was really strong, and we had Monk's Medicine. It just sends you a bit crazy.
Forgot about that. But Daniella, honestly, out of all the drinks I've ever made or have ever tasted that's been a homebrew, the festive ale is the best. It is.
That's a success.
Awesome.
Yeah. And do you think it'll still be okay?
Well, it should be. Yeah, I might try one.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll do it.
Just do it. What we should do is, Matt was suggesting earlier, is that we did a beer tasting online the other night. We bought the beers in and we did it, and we watched this live Instagram with Brew York, which is what I've got one of the beers.
Oh, did you?
It was really good. Yeah, they sent her the beer, and there's another company that we're going to do it. The Wild Beer Company, and so they're having a beer and cheese festival. That's what they would have been having on Friday, this coming week. And so you can order your cheese and your beer. They've done the pairings and things, and they'll do like a live talk. But I said, it's quite expensive. And what we suggested is what we should do is, like, with all of us, get us all on like WhatsApp or Zoom or whatever.
Yeah.
All have like the same beers and do our own sort of tasting thing online.
Yeah, that's a great idea. As long as we've all got the same beers in, we're game on, aren't we? Get your cheese in. That's nice.
With one of Bob's whiskey ones. We did the whiskey ones when we ended up doing
a whiskey tasting.
Yeah.
Rings a bell. I think so.
Beer's really
I definitely had a few sessions with whiskey. Yeah. So we should try not to speak about people that people don't know unless we do an introduction.
Yeah. Forget that we're just chatting.
It's like, we might not go live with this one though.
Well, no, but we can edit it, can't we?
Yeah.
Or do you think you just put the whole 45 minutes on there?
Yeah, I was just thinking it'd be quite just chatting, casual. If somebody's in the room with us listening in, like hidden.
You're going funny again.
Ooh, the trouble with this is, I bet are you picking up the noises from my side of the computer? Because I'm getting, like notifications on. A lot. Did you hear my alarm?
I can't hear anything other than your voice and mine.
Okay.
That's it. The only thing is your sound keeps going funny out, and it's going like that with the video.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Like how often?
It's done it quite a few times. I don't know whether that's something to
Has
do
it?
with...
Yours is doing that too. I think it's the internet connection. You'd have thought this would be a good time to do it because there's not many people using the internet. Well, I mean, there is, isn't there?
Maybe there is. Maybe there is.
There's people using it all the time, aren't they? It's all we've got. It's all we've got.
Good time, I suppose, is there?
Mm-hmm. No.
Well, I think that during the school days, and then it turns out.
Then it's so noisy.
Everybody's so.
But then if we there are moments in the day where they do go upstairs and they're quiet and chilling.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
There are very few moments like that though during the day, aren't there? Yeah, it's all good under the stars. I love the stars.
You sound like you're convincing yourself.
No, I do. That's what I'm going to do a lot of the schoolwork on this week. I'm going to learn about star constellations.
Is that going to be topic?
Yeah, topic.
Oh, cool. Is that what you've been doing, choosing your own topics then?
No, we have been following like the school's work set things, and then sometimes we've just been doing like little challenges that come up, or like little competitions like that we've spotted. So just doing stuff.
Yeah.
Themes of we pick our own
cool
stuff, but it's hard to keep them engaged, isn't it? So
yeah. Yes.
Have to change. Like every day, I feel like I'm just rejigging what I thought we were going to do to fit into what we can actually
That's good.
do.
Good to be flexible and then go with what they want to do or what they want to learn about, isn't it?
Yeah.
To be responsive to them. And that's at least because they don't really have that at school, do they? They just have to do what they're told, really, in the sense of curriculum. So it's quite nice for them to have that freedom, but the thing is, my girls spend a lot of day just playing, just playing endlessly with their toys and stuff. And then when it comes to bedtime, then they come out with the questions of, what is, asking about religion and things like that, really talking about questions about philosophical questions about space and, all these things that then I'm like, well, actually it's bedtime. Let's talk about that in the morning. Remind me in the morning if I forget, and then we'll talk about, these questions that I cannot answer at the moment because I need to think about that.
Yeah, I can't answer that quite right.
Yeah. Or they'll get obsessed with Titanic. They'll want to ask about that, and then they won't want to sleep because they're scared.
Yeah. No one needs to hear about that at bedtime, do they?
No, but this is what they come out with. They come out with all these questions. That's a bit. It's strange.
I got loads of questions.
Mm.
Not loads of questions.
What?
I finished that book yesterday. The second lot of the badass books I've been reading.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just.
Which book? What was the second one?
So this one is You Are a Badass at Making Money. So the first one.
I've not seen that one.
Being a badass.
You're a badass at making money.
Yeah.
Say that again.
So the first one's You Are a Badass. That's the one that that's how we ended up in this house here, because I sort of followed the mantra and manifested, whatever we needed. So I've just finished the You Are a Badass at Making Money. So so I'm going to get rich.
That's ace, Amy.
And
can you send it to me?
Well, I would.
Maybe I'll have to get that.
Yeah. That's what I sent
you.
Yeah. I sent you some links, didn't I?
Yeah, because I have read. So you recommended that to me, the badass book, and I guess it just didn't register so well with me about being a badass, because I suppose my main thing is I I just want people to like me. That's like still what I want.
That is still exactly what this book can do. It gives you almost the confidence to just. It's not just about being a badass at any one thing. It's more about just thinking, no, I'm all about me, and I just need to get myself in order, and then feel like I'm confident enough to just be whatever I want to be, or be around the people that I want to be around. You know,
I think it's really important to look after yourself first, to give yourself that self-love, to feel love for yourself, to like all of you, every little bit of you, the good, the bad, the ugly, the past, the present, the future, you know, to really just reinforce that attitude of that you're perfectly imperfect and that you're enough. You're enough just as you are. And then from that, you have everything, don't you? You're not trying to create relationships with people for the wrong reasons. You know, you don't really need anybody else in a sense.
You don't, aren't you?
You know, you want people, but you don't need them.
Yeah. And that's a great place to be when you get there.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, in terms of sort of manifesting, I'm like, I don't know, I feel really expert in the small things. Everything I need, I have. And then when I want something really specific, I'll, you know, like I needed a magnet. We had a meal chart or something. And I was like, I really need a magnet. How am I going to get? And I said it to the girls who were shopping. This is a while ago, obviously. How am I going to get a magnet? We really need a magnet. I started looking around all these shops of magnets, didn't find any. Then we got home, and there was this magnet that had been delivered. It was an advertising magnet of a taxi company. I was like, oh, that's amazing. We never get magnets delivered. So this is just beautiful. Thank you. So things like that is just really like a flowing thing. And then maybe I sometimes think, I wonder if I'm trying to manifest things that aren't for me or aren't even close to good enough for what I really could do.
Or they aren't close enough.
That they're not really the thing. They're me avoiding what I really could do. You know, like even writing. You know, like I think I want to get a book published or whatever. But then, and like I do the writing, but then, is that really what I am? A writer? Is that just a big avoidance of what I really am? You know, as in, I'm more visually creative, orally creative, you know, like making artworks and music rather than writing a book. Anyway, I'm not saying that I'm not proficient at writing, but I'm just wondering if that's the blocks, if it's almost like pushing me to do more.
So you're like actually saying maybe there's more to what I'm doing, and I'm doing this as like a procrastination sort of point where
maybe
actually
or like a form of therapy.
Yeah, this isn't where I should be, but
actually writing the therapy.
This is where I am, and am I just avoiding? Yeah, I suppose I've done that a little bit to a certain extent, where you were. I think I'm still doing it now. Really, there's a lot of sort of procrastination, definitely, and indecision still. I find really hard because there's so many things that I want to do, or there's so many things that I can do that like being focused on like this one thing or this big aim is really tricky. I think that's what you're maybe doing. You've got a lot of things that you can do and that you will do, and if you are just focusing on one thing, it feels a little bit like that. Well, that's all my eggs in that one basket. Is that a good idea? So you might even be, your own mind might even be trying to take you off that for fear of you doing it well.
So I see. That's the other way.
Yeah. So you're
like what would happen?
Yeah. So you're almost talking
yourself
out of it.
But how do you know the difference? That's
I
the
don't
thing.
know. Still learning.
You have to do what feels good. If you do what feels good, isn't that one of the things they say? You do what you're inspired to do and nothing else.
Yeah, and not more so just the things that you feel at ease with is what I've found. There's loads of things that I find that I really feel good when I'm doing, or there's things that that make me feel a bit uneasy. And I used to think that there was a part of you that had to do those things. You had to have that sort of uneasiness or something to feel like you're existing properly, so that you feel like you're doing something that's of significance. But actually, it's not. It's more the things that sit well, that don't cause you any kind of anything other than just feeling
joy.
Not even joy, just I don't know really what the word is. It's not even necessarily content, but it's just about like that.
Oh, really?
That's how I've come to now. It's just like, well, actually, I don't want any of those extreme sort of either happiness or sadness. I just want to just be in that lovely place in between where it just feels right.
Okay, so it's just a feeling of rightness that's not extreme. It's not like, oh, wow, this is the best thing ever.
Yeah.
Or
I mean, you can have those moments. Hell, yeah, you can have those moments. I think you need those moments.
But don't chase them.
But that's not. Yeah. I think it's those moments that I don't know, like maybe why I've sort of wanted to be a singer or whatever. It's all about that sort of feeling of somebody thinking that you're really good, or that performance. Oh, everyone's for me. And
so actually, you want love. You want love. You want somebody to love you for being great, for noticing that you're great, being gifted.
Yes, in those ways, yeah. But actually,
I kind of get
really feels any better than.
Yeah.
So you have the highs or the lows in that, but actually they aren't what fulfills you. Maybe.
No. Okay, because like I suppose my relationship with singing is slightly different because I was lucky enough. Well, I was just, I guess we were all very sort of musical in our family, and I remember singing, all right, making tapes with you guys and friends at school when I must have been like 5 or 6, and maybe a little bit earlier actually, some of the tapes we used to make with grandma, and feeling that actually it's almost part of your vocabulary. Singing is just how you talk, it's just how you communicate. So like I remember doing all the folk singing festivals when I was little, and not really, it didn't matter if I was winning or losing, it was just part of who I was, and sort of, I don't know, it just felt really natural, and I never expected to get any sort of kudos from it. Didn't feed my ego at all. In fact, it did the opposite, like just brought me some attention at school that was the best. And I suppose it made me, when I was singing in assembly, it sort of made me stand out and be a target for bullies. Fair enough, really. You have to sing songs in assembly, it's makes yourself a little bit of a target, doesn't it? But anyway, I didn't think about the consequences of that. I was asked to sing, so I just did. And so I had this conversation with Dean about whether you're creative for any purpose other than you've got a gift, any kind of creativity, any kind of, it could be engineering, working as a doctor, any sort of propensity or skill that you have is a sort of gift. And to not use that is really isn't a good thing to do. You really must use all the gifts you have, but only because that's you, and it's you being you to the fullest sense, in the fullest sense of being you. Like a bird. Yeah. Like a bird. We just discussed this earlier, didn't we? A little bit, Amy, before we started the podcast. And what's in the nature of bees to do, what's in the nature of the birds. Well, the birds are singing, you know, building nests, flying. That's their nature. Yeah. And that's their nature. And then bees, they fucking love flowers, don't they? So they're off around on the flowers, and then, but inadvertently they're producing life on Earth. The bees are just creating life by doing what they do. And so my kind of like feeling is that humans have these things that they can do that creates this sense of love, or you know, it passes on love to other people, and it passes on these beautiful feelings, or these feelings of sadness and connection that we can share through music and art and other outlets. So my fear is that by not doing, or by procrastinating, I'm kind of like guilty or something, and I'm like, oh, that really worries me. And but then that's not to say that I feel like oh, I'm different from anyone else and I have these special gifts. It's just that I know I have a propensity, you know, to be able to communicate through song, or, you know, or through writing, and that might touch one or two other people, and that they feel a bit less alone or something.
Yeah.
I know that sounds, but I really love reading things or listening to song, because it's, oh wow, you know, it's just really it's great to know that we're here on the earth doing these things just because we can, you know, we can. I mean, that's insane, isn't it? Like, it's amazing. So yeah, so yeah.
If you're not sharing that though with the world, then you're not,
I know,
living to your full
potential.
You're not allowing anyone else to get any joy from that, because you're not sharing.
You're not sharing it.
You have to share
because you're not sharing.
You have to share
You're not sharing
it. You have to tweet it. You have to share it. You have to sing it.
You have to share it when you know it's the right, you know. Yeah, I totally know what you're getting at, and I suppose it's like I say, the little traumas that I've had along the way about sharing things. Whenever I've written something, you know, sometimes at school I'd write like little poems, and they might have been a bit naughty. I'll be honest. You know, just naughty little poems, funny little skits, like we used to write with, you know, Fee, just slightly blue, slightly comedic, and then I'd share them, but like bloody teacher would find them and then I'd get into trouble. You know, these things, you've got to be careful of what you say and do, because it's got a life of its own after it goes out.
But I think that you hold on to that as your great reason to not do it. And
my
then
story,
that is meaning you are stifled to the core.
That's why my chest is tight.
That's why your chest is tight, because you're holding far too much stuff in. It doesn't even matter. All right, as soon as I started going through this whatever period of my life where things were slightly upended, shall we say, as soon as I started feeling things again, and emotions and words started coming into my head, and I just wrote them down, and they were just as they were. I didn't change them. I didn't adapt them. I didn't do anything to them other than
edit them.
I didn't edit them. They came out. I wrote them
down.
I put them out in a blog. I just did it because
you did. I remember you shared them. You were really brilliant at sharing them. But I remember thinking, wow.
And how many times I didn't even. It wasn't. There was a lot of great responses, and people were responding in ways that I hadn't expected, and actually that helped me as again on a double fold. But just having that information just out of my head, I didn't have a choice. I just had to write it down. And then rather than just it sitting there in some notebook wasting away, which I've got loads of stuff still not out anyway. But as soon as it was out, it was a relief and a release for me.
Yeah, nice.
But, you know, if you don't do it, and it doesn't matter what the response is. It's more just I'm doing this because I just have to get it out there. So.
Yeah, and so you don't worry about the response. You're not worried
because
about the reception. Yeah, Except people did read your stuff.
People did read it, and there was some really good, like, oh my God, I really needed to hear something like that right now. Thanks for writing this. The people were putting in orders for my book at the time. I had like 3 or 4 people saying, right, if you do make this into a book, I want to have a copy.
Oh, that's so cute. I mean, that's patronising, but it's really sweet that they. Isn't that lovely? I think that's really lovely.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I should have just got their money right there and then. Right.
You should. They were your supporters.
They still are. They still are. Same people that will still like things. If I just put something else out again, I haven't needed to do it.
Yeah.
So it's good. It's good to feel like.
No, that's ace. And like you say, you felt better just for doing it, didn't you? And that is it. And like there must be. It's like you're a channel for these words that needed to come out of you, and only you specifically at that time. Yep. So it's kind of like you had a bit of a responsibility to share.
That's the nail on the head there, isn't it? It's a responsibility. And
yes,
what good are you doing just holding anything in? Not just you, just anybody,
No, I know it's not just me. I think this is the reason to do the podcast, though, because I think a lot of people do hold things in, or like there's things that they feel about themselves negatively and that they don't deserve a voice, or they feel guilty about themselves, or like I don't know, they just don't feel good enough maybe in some way. And then I think that's what differentiates the people who do share from the people who don't, is that they maybe feel unworthy, if they compare themselves to other people, not even in the quality of work, but just as a person. So that's where this self-love comes back in, doesn't it? Or this idea of being a badass, because actually, fuck it. I do. I'm really proud of what I've managed to build and become. And I wouldn't have done if it hadn't have been through, if I hadn't have been through those things. And the same with you, where you're kind of like you say, with upheavals, is actually part of the journey to becoming someone much stronger, and with more empathy and compassion and understanding, and just a whole depth or colour of self that you wouldn't have had otherwise.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm real deep now.
So deep.
Always had
swim in your eyes,
but just couldn't quite get out.
Brilliantly deep, but then also
categorically
shallow.
The opposite.
Which is what you can't expect anything else, really, because that would be weird, because you'd become someone totally different and unrecognizable.
Who is this person?
So because you've got to be real. You couldn't totally disappear up your own arse. Could you? Really? Are we allowed swear words in the podcast? I've done a few.
Well, as long as we don't.
I'm a sweary person, really.
Well, you never used to be. What's going on there?
I'm not really. I just sometimes I think it's because like
for comedy value.
A little bit.
That's to get a point.
I do like a good swear word.
Me too.
I do. Yeah, I just think sometimes it's a word. We shouldn't be afraid of words, should we?
I'm not afraid of anything.
No.
Words.
No. That's true. Yeah, you shouldn't be afraid of words. How long have we got running on this then, Ames?
I don't know how long.
Is it time for a little bit of late night ASMR?
I really think that it's some sort of like BDSM or something. Just
no. Put your headphones on and listen, and you'll feel tingles all the way down your spine. Oh, not everybody has it though. Oh. No, because like not everybody has ASMR.
No, I have.
You can't. You either have it or you don't. You can't learn it. It's not learned. Not learned.
What that you can give it or you can't receive it.
Can't. No, like No, it's not a sexual thing, actually.
Oh, what a shame.
It's more of a spiritual thing, I think.
Well, I probably haven't got it.
I mean, I'm sure there's people out there using it for other ends, so to speak.
I like
it. But no, it's not. It's a beauty. I mean, if when you listen to a certain piece of music particularly with headphones on, I get it. Even without headphones, but it's just like the whole back's tingling sometimes. But then with the ASMR, if someone's like doing this, crumpling some.
It just sounds like you're eating a packet of crisps.
Then you might get tingle.
I might not.
We'll just have to see.
Just keep trying.
You listen back when you're doing your editing of this podcast.
I'm not editing it. I'm going to put it out straight as it is.
No.
I ain't got time for editing.
No time. It's homeschool tomorrow. What are you on about?
I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow. Do you?
So we're gonna do the stars. We've got a really fantastic book about galaxies and the sun.
You're doing that now as well, are you?
Yeah,
I was just going to put a Brian Cox video on.
This is the thing. You could just stick a Brian Cox video on. I might do that too in the afternoon.
Yeah, topic time. We're going to need to do a bit of the normal subjects first, don't we?
Yes, we need to get the maths and the basics in. But I'm looking forward to, like, if we can do some exercise outside on Wednesday, if we've got masks, then I'm looking forward to like a beach school. You know, I might have half an hour, 45 minutes on the beach doing something. Do you know what that might be?
Just running around. What kind of beach is it near you?
Frolicking. It's massive. We've been.
No, I mean, I can't remember if it's
Long Sands.
Sandy.
You should remember that trip.
Oh, it was
it's
incredibly
fancy. You just, Amie was fantastic. I thought, wow, what a great mum, because she let her kids, my beautiful niece and nephew, just run straight into the sea, clothes on and all. And I thought, oh, she's such an earth mama.
I am. It was December. I was regretting it.
And then these poor little kids soaked and like coming up to their auntie and hiding in my coat, my massive coat. And I did.
They hated me that day. They hated
me
now, really.
They wanted me, and I felt great. This is the feeling I need more of.
You can have mine.
Oh,
they don't like me a minute. Oh well, they don't like they don't like the teacher. They don't like her. They don't like the strict mummy. Well, I'm sorry, but I've got a job to do.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Well, my kids think I'm just a bit boring. I mean, I'm not boring, but they just like to say that to make me feel bad. They like me to feel bad about my teaching skills. I give up. They're trying to crush me.
Why don't we do like an online lesson, like together? I shall Zoom them.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do an online. And in fact, you know what we should do? Get Holly and Fee to do it, because they're teachers.
Yeah, they're actually. Hey, I'm a teacher too. How rude.
Oh, you know what I mean.
Yeah. It's all right. Everyone says the same thing.
I know you did primary teaching, but you're more
talk about that.
You can do the training.
Yeah.
But you're a teacher. I know you're a teacher, but not for that age group.
No, yeah, it's very true.
You need to just rewrite your CV. Just brush that out.
Yeah.
The fact that you're a teacher.
Out. It's gone.
Gone.
That one.
So I'm the only one who's never taught, apart from university students.
Well,
occasionally.
Yeah, well, that's pretty cool, isn't it? Anyway, really. Yeah.
I often think, I'd love to be a primary school teacher. So I go into the school and I help out with the reading.
Well, that's great.
When it was non-COVID thing.
It
was really so good. It was so lovely. The kids are so just gorgeous, and they listened. not like my girls. Just appreciating me being there. But yes, that's what we should do. So this is like the stars, the kind of the universe theme. And let's think about that. Maybe for the next pod, we should do a weekly podcast then. And then sometimes we'll do like an ASMR thing. And then sometimes, it's kind of like self-love, self-improvement, chit-chat, sisterly stuff. Comrade. I mean, people can email. People can email things that they want us to talk about, things that they would like a sisterly perspective on, and maybe even like a bit of, I don't know. Could be anything like guidance, advice. Maybe that's taking the podcast in a different way, but if they want us to talk about things, then we could do that. Yeah. And then we might share some of our creative tips as well.
Sounds like it's going to be full of stuff.
Yeah, so it's a new. We'll evolve. This is the thing. We might interview people. We might have people, inspirational people. We might do some quotes next time. We might prepare some quotes from some books that we like to read.
Great quotes. I've got some really
Unless you're kind of the person who can memorize quotes.
Affirmations.
Do some affirmations. Yeah. I think so. We'll do that next week, and then we can title this one. I think we could say Daniella and Amie, or Amie and Daniella, talk about the birds and the bees, because we did talk about the birds and the bees, and then people might be like, oh, that sounds a bit saucy. Let's listen to what they've got to say about the birds and the bees, and then they might be like a bit disappointed, but at least we'll get them listening, and that'll count as listening.
Important, isn't it? And I might just see how to put it out. Just, I don't know. I think it then makes the MP whatever once we finish, and then we'll see.
Oh wow, you're wow, Warren.
I don't know if it's. I'm sure it's an MP4 or something. I think.
Okay.
No, I can't remember.
And then you'll just distribute it or something.
Well, yeah,
Yeah. We need a little thumbnail. We need to get a thumbnail done.
Yeah, I was thinking that earlier. So this is the Sisters Under the Stars podcast. Sisters Under the Stars podcast.
Stars Under the Stars.
Sisters Under the Stars. Sisters Under the Stars. Sisters Under the Stars.
And it's quite ASMR. Sisters Under the Stars.
Sisters Under the Stars.
I have to say it in more of a like.
No, I'm saying it that way.
Oh, was that you being funny? Sorry.
I'm trying to be funny. I'm like.
Oh,
funny.
Sorry.
Yeah, you ruined.
Yeah, you're the funny one.
Yeah.
Except I'm kind of really funny too. Well, the problem is, Amie, my humour isn't. I can never remember jokes. I'm not really funny with people who I don't know very well. I keep very boring. I'm really, it's situational comedy. It has to be in the moment. Like
situations. My faves.
That's the thing. Observations in the moment on a one-on-one level. So if I was ever going to do a comedy show, I'd just be there with one person, and we just hope for something to come up that would be funny that I could make a joke about. Otherwise, I'm really quite not. I'm unfunny. What's the opposite of funny?
Not funny.
It's a bit dull.
Yeah.
It's a bit dull. So yeah, but you are. Yeah, you definitely. The funny one. We have to just look through all the photographs, and that's the evidence.
Give over.
Never gonna just.
That's quite true, though.
Smile, are you? There's nothing wrong with that. I think that's really a lovely thing to do. One of, being a sort of middle sister, second youngest, is quite. That's the good role.
What?
That's the fun role. That's the good role to be. I mean,
You reckon?
Do you know what I'm saying?
No,
yeah.
I don't.
Why?
What? Because I'm like the Joker. Why? And everyone's laughing at me.
You're not like the Joker. That would be horrific. More Joker in a family, but no. You're the card. You're a card.
Oh, what a card.
So should we sign off now, Ames, and go back under the sheets? We've been under the stars, and now we need to get under not together, obviously, because that's been a while. I can't remember the last time. Well, probably not that long ago since we were under the sheets in a sisterly way.
Yeah.
With no one else, just us.
Just us. And on that note,
time to go.
Right. I'll get this stuff sorted.
Well, we give a shout out to all our listeners. Thank you so much for being there. Get in touch. Give us a like, a huge thumbs up.
Like and subscribe. Click the bell. Just nearly wet myself.
Gives a huge thumbs up. And do that. Reviews would be quite helpful at this point because we don't actually know what we're doing. So thank you. Give us some feedback,
really
and we'll do our best to get better.
We will.
Or not. Yeah. Oh dear. Careful. Careful. I said be careful. Night. Are you actually going? Is that it's still recording?